Finished the third book in her three-book trilogy. Just hit the stalls 2 weeks ago. The author of Hawaiian Dreams, Hawaiian Flames, and Hawaiian Embers, Sherry Lynn. Hi, Sherry Lynn.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, last time you were here, you had finished book 1,
Yes.
book 2, and now book 3.
Yes.
All right, so they all have something in common. Hawaii.
Yes. They all take place in Oahu. And the first book was originally, gleaned around the restaurant of these two identical twins that owned it. And crime was discovered in their restaurant. And so the Trevane brothers, along with the Honolulu police, went about figuring out what was going on. So, and of course, romance kind of grew between Jenna and Mike. And then the second book kind of goes into drug trafficking. And so when Peyton, the older brother, came home from the army, he had served 12 years in Afghanistan. And so he came home and decided that he needed to get involved with his twins' problems and figure out how they're going to get this drug lord. So they all kind of gathered in, and they decided to, work together with the Honolulu Police Department. And then the third book is actually about human trafficking.
So crime. It's not restaurants and roses. It's crime.
No. Yeah, crime that happens first of all in the restaurant.
Someone stealing expensive wine.
And liquor. Yeah.
Common in the restaurant business.
Right. Yeah, and they figured out who the loan shark was. A couple got involved with the loan shark, and that's why they were stealing out of the restaurant.
They owed their bookie.
Yeah. So
have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have been to Kona.
Okay, so you're writing about a place you've never been. And have you ever worked in the restaurant biz?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you know the restaurant biz.
Yes, I was a manager for 5 years at the airport restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah, long time ago.
Okay.
It was years ago.
So what was the inspiration to have your stories set in Hawaii?
Well, my husband, or my late husband, was in the service, in the Air Force, and he was serving on Hickam Air Force Base. And he would tell me stories about, Hawaii and Oahu and all the things they would get into. And of course, he had an identical twin, so they were in a twin enlistment, so they had a lot of fun. They
were both in the Air Force together?
Yes.
In the same station?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. And so anyway, that got me thinking about his dream. He always dreamed of wanting to own a restaurant. So, a Hawaiian restaurant. So anyway, that's why I decided to do the first book. I would write about his dream, and then it kind of, working at the state police, I hear about all the crime, and it kind of gave me ideas about putting things into the book, and then I would ask them questions, and they would give me more ideas of what I should do, and so it just kind of, wrote itself, really. In the end, all 3 books, once I started them, it just happened. It just flowed out of me, and it's really been an experience, and I get a lot of compliments on the books.
Well, there's a lot of words. I mean, these books, this one, the first one, 390 pages or something.
Yeah, they're all novels. Yep.
And that's a big book.
Yeah.
That's a lot of writing. You mentioned the state police. You run a cleaning company, and you end up servicing the state police.
Exactly.
So you're listening, you're picking up tidbits.
Yep.
And they know you write about.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. They're actually acknowledged in every book.
They're in here.
In the acknowledgments, yes. Yep.
And with Trilogy, you should start with book 1 because the characters move from book to book.
Exactly. I usually, the first book, I keyed in on Mike Trevane. Okay, and then the second one was the older brother, which was Peyton. And then this last one is the other identical twin, which is Mark. So it's about the 3 brothers, actually.
What's the specialty at your Hawaiian restaurant?
Well, the Kahlua pork. Which
Of
is
course, it's got to be pork.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And the huppa pie, which is kind of like a chocolate pie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, and they like to cook cabbage is a big
Okay.
thing with the Hawaiian people.
Is there spam? How about spam?
No, spam's not in the book.
We go to a Hawaiian restaurant in the Outer Banks, and it's called Mama Kwan's, and they have a pork plate. It's just called pork plate, and it's mostly, you know, pork. And then they also have something called a garbage plate, which is all the stuff, you know, cabbage, the slaw, the pork, the rice. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feature some of those in the books. And, yeah, because basically the first book is geared around the restaurant, and then it goes into other parts of Hawaii. And I do take people to like the falls, some of the really beautiful places in Oahu, you know, where Peyton or Stacy might dwell or go to, or, you know, just to be out. And then, so yeah, this one, the last one, was not so much of describing Oahu. It was mainly getting into, you know, the human trafficking. This little girl was almost taken. She was saved by Mark and one of the detectives, but Mark also found out that the detective told him that she was still in danger because she was sold. So that's how this book starts out.
Oh, wow. All right, so these books are now available wherever books are sold, and available locally. Where?
They are at the country market, Polly's Country Market. They're in 5 different stores, and then they are also in the Hudson and Hillsdale Market Houses and the Schuler Bookstore up in Ann Arbor.
And online at all the book places.
Yes, and if they go to my website, swlinbooks.com, they can just click on where you can find my books, and it will tell you everything you need to know.
SWLynn, and that's LYNNE.com.
Books.
Books. SWLynbooks.com. Well, congratulations on completing your trilogy.
Thank you.
What's next?
Well, I have another book that I've started, and it's called Two Hearts, One Quest for Freedom. And it's kind of based on my grandparents coming over from Hungary. And it's during the 1896, so it's a historical romance that I'm working on.
All right, coming soon.
Yep.
Thanks, Sherry Lynn.
Yep.
Author of Hawaiian Dreams, Hawaiian Flames, and Hawaiian Embers, Sherry Lynn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next